Hey there, Bright Ideas fans. Welcome back to another Whiteboard Friday video for Friday, March the 17th. And as you can see, I got some of my green on, so happy St. Patty's Day to all of you. And wouldn't you know it, I was listening to the radio this morning about the whole St. Patty's Day thing, and it's actually shouldn't be St. Patty's Day. It should be St. Paddy's Day, P-A-D-D-Y. And you can Google that and find out why. But the interesting thing is my brother's name is Paddy, P-A-D-D-Y. So go figure. Happy St. Patty's Day, Paddy. All right, so we've got lots of stuff to get into today, so let's hop to it. First of all, the numbers. Last 7 days, $22,565, which is not great. It's okay, but what's getting a lot better is 21% profit margin. Gotta like that. For a profit of $4,665. And over 30 days, again, it's okay. It's not our record for 30 days of sales at $96,967. But what is a record for 30 days is a 16% profit margin and a profit of $15,359. So those numbers are not as good as I would hope. And here's why. Number one, and I talked about this in previous videos, we had a product which accounted for roughly 50% of our sales, and that product is yet again out of stock because the supplier cannot keep up with production demand. So that's a major heartbreak for us because that product was making us $2,500 a week in profit. So our profit would have been even higher. Thankfully, the exclusive agreement that we won, and I've talked about in previous videos, has finally started to kick in, but man, there's been a lot of details and so forth and so on to do with other sellers that's been into today in particular causing me to pull my hair out, which is probably a topic for a whole nother video. Suffice to say is exclusives are not as simple as you might think they are. And I'll give one example. So we now have a price where we can control the buy box, kinda. But there's this other FBM seller, which is a big brick and mortar chain that buys direct from our manufacturer. And of course, they're slipping it out the back door and selling it FBM. And they're selling it, it's supposed to be it's on their shelves for $55 a unit, and they're selling it on Amazon for $23 less than they're selling per unit than they're selling it in their store shelves. So dealing with that is a monstrous challenge because the brand, of course, doesn't want to just cut them off because they don't want to lose access to all these stores. And so, complications. All of that to say, profits are not where I was hoping they would be at this point in time. And when you go into and you start pursuing exclusives, I'm going to talk a little bit more about how I identify candidates. It's one of my talking points for today. Just be wary of the fact that things don't always go as well as you would like them to, because there's lots and lots and lots of wrinkles and challenges. So what makes for a good, I call it 3PX, third party exclusive. So I'm just going to use the term 3PX. How do I determine very, very quickly if a company is or is not a good 3PX candidate? Simple. Click on one of their products, click on their brand name. That will take you to a page that lists all of the products. I actually store a link to that page in my HubSpot account so that I can easily reference it later with saving some clicks. When you're on that page, click your Jungle Scout in Chrome, and that will show, and then sort by revenue. And you'll be able to easily figure out, does this company have 20 grand a month of sales or 250,000 a month of sales? How many of their products are sold by Amazon? How many of their products are sold by FBA? You can click on the price. You can click on the sales rank. You can see, are they having price problems? AKA, is price going down? Are they having sales rank problems? Meaning is sales rank going up, which means sales velocity is going down. So that analysis takes 20 seconds maybe. The other thing then is I click on their LinkedIn company profile to see how many employees they have. If they have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, up to about 150 employees, I really like that because I know I have a pretty decent chance of getting through to the CEO or the VP of sales, someone up in senior management, and they're usually going to be listed on LinkedIn. And then I use the hunter.io, whatever extension, to give me the email address so that I can actually reach out to them. And that's pretty much it. How much do they sell overall? How big's the company? Can I find someone to contact? Are they having problems? So then what do I do? So I've been inventing some more HubSpot ninja tricks lately. I'm kind of a tech nerd like that. And for those of you who've been following me for a while, you know that I've talked about HubSpot a lot. And if you are going to buy it, by the way, on my Brightideas.co/resources page, I added a button that you can click to fill out a Google form, and that will register your lead with HubSpot so that if you buy it, I get credit for it and actually get paid, which would be very nice. And your way of saying, thank you, Trent, for making all these great videos for me. So please, if you're going to buy HubSpot, go and click that button and register yourself. So HubSpot trickery. I'm starting to use more custom fields to store more information that I'm going to embed in email templates that I'm using for replies and ongoing outreach to CEOs and so forth, all with the idea of speeding my processes up. So for example, we commonly get a reply of, hey, I don't want any more third-party sellers. So I want to have a very personalized template that I can use to reply to that. So here's what I did. I created a custom field that is called something to the effect of negative review management. And then I created another custom field, and these are just placeholders for any string of text that you want to put in there, so stay with me. I created another custom field for a screenshot of the keywords in the product listing backend. And then, so I have the Evernote extension in my Chrome browser so I can take screenshots. And so then I'll take a screenshot. I'll go to the negative product listings, and if you can just click through the Amazon listing, you'll get to them. And it'll say, this product has 213 critical reviews. And I click on that, and then you can see the most recent reviews, because you can sort it by recency, and you can see are there any comments on those reviews. And this is a big deal, because if no one is responding to a negative review, for the next consumer that reads that negative review, what are they likely to think? Well, it's true, or the brand doesn't care. Either one of those is bad, so it's important for the 3P seller, a good value-added pro 3P seller, to be responding to those reviews. It's a value add to the brand. So of course, nobody's doing this. So I take a screenshot of that and mark it up using the Evernote extension for Chrome, and then I can get a URL for that screenshot, and I can save the URL for that screenshot in that new custom field that I just created. Then I go do the same thing for the product listing. So how do you get access to the back end? Well, you just take the ASIN for the product listing, you add it to your catalog, you click on edit, and then you click on the keywords tab in the back end, and invariably there will be no keywords there. You can take a screenshot of that, you can get the URL for that screenshot, and you can stick it in the other custom field that I just described. And now you can have an email template that speaks to all this stuff, that has placeholders in the template for those URLs. So I don't got to type anything. I basically just hit reply, choose template, send. Now I do have to take screenshots of the data, of course, and store the URL, but after that it's very, very quick. And the other reason why you'll want to consider doing something like this is when you get to the point in your business when you're starting to hire other people to source for you, which is something I've just done, and I have a fellow joining our team on the 27th, you want to make sure that you've got as many systems and processes and templates as possible so that they would be responding in exactly the same way that you would. So make sure that you take advantage of some of those things. Now, from a prospecting perspective, the other thing that I'm going to start testing is, so let's say that I've got this brand and they're a target of mine and I've identified the CEO and that's who I want to start having a conversation with. You can create a HubSpot sequence of a number of emails. And thanks to this approach of storing screenshots and all these, you can in custom fields, and you could put your blog post URLs in custom fields. You could create a series of emails that is very, very tailored about them. Like don't spam somebody, oh, I'm good, I'm this, I'm that, I'm the other thing, my company does this. Nobody cares. They will just spam, they'll click the spam button for you. But if every email you send is teaching them something about their product listing, or about their competitors, or about their sellers, or about their negative reviews, or about their keywords being blank. You see where I'm going with this? They're gonna wanna read those emails. And you can automate all of that because you could literally have a VA go and get all these screenshots, fill all these custom fields, you write the templates once, and then boom, hit the send button, have a VA hit the send button, and you could literally have 3, 4, 5, 7 email long sequences starting to go out to these companies that you're prospecting. So I'll bet you can even take that idea and take it even further and come up with some good stuff. And if you do, please share it in the group. All right, so I've already covered the 3PX problems that we had. So now let's get into the Q&A. So Jim Musselwhite has asked me, any and all tips on how to persuade brand owners to grant exclusivity or even semi-exclusivity would be enormously helpful. Jim, hopefully much of what I've just said will be helpful to you. I guess I would add to that, focus on what the 3P sellers that they have aren't doing. Like I gave a pitch yesterday and I talked about the negative reviews. And the guy was like, Trent, this is huge. I mean, we didn't know about this, and I actually think this is a service that you could sell. Even if you didn't become a seller of ours, we'd probably pay you to do this. Well, that's not the business I want to be in, so I don't really want to do that. But my point is, think about, are there negative reviews being addressed? Are the keywords being filled in? Is basic listing optimization being done? Are they showing up with advertising campaigns for keywords that they should be showing up for? Are their competitors showing up instead? How do their listings look relative to their competitors' product listings? What's been the trend in their sales rank relative to the trend in the competitor's sales rank? What's been the recent trend in their price? If it's been down, what impact is that having on their brick and mortar business? These are the key things, Jim, that you want to focus on, and you will uncover all sorts of problems when you do. Next question comes from Kelly Zinmeister. Could you give examples of how you have addressed bad reviews? Like if someone says, I hated the taste of that grocery item, or this supplement didn't work for me at all. Kelly, very simply in the beginning, we just ask the brand what they want to say. Sorry, I don't have a more complicated answer for you than that, but that's what we do. Once we get it figured out, or we've done it enough times, of course, then we'll just go ahead and reply on our own. So that's it for this week's video. If you are new and want to make sure you see upcoming videos, go to Brightideas.co and become a subscriber. If you have questions for me, go to Brightideas.co/asktrent. Of course, if you become a subscriber, you'll get an invite to my private Facebook group, which is where I'm getting these questions from. So then you can just post your question right there in the group. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I'd love it if you gave it a thumbs up. And of course, you could also become a subscriber to the YouTube channel. So that's it for all St. Paddy's Day. I hope you have a good weekend. See you next week. Bye-bye.